Good afternoon here. I don't know what time is there in Sweden now, but anyway, have a nice day. We would like to start our presentation. I'm Deepak John Matthew and my co-author Ankana Sen. I'm requesting Ankana to make the presentation. This is actually about an archives we have stumbled upon. An Indian photographer who lived in 1839 onwards, till 1900s. One of the earliest archives of an Indian photographer. So our study is actually looking at the comparison of people who worked at the same time were mostly British photographers. So what are the differences or similarities when a foreign medium came to India? And Himachal Pradesh, especially in India, it's a hilly region, and there was a mountain kingdom, and the king was very, very much fond of photography. So this particular person, Shyam Sundar Das, he never got trained from Britishers. So he actually took the camera from this king, and he is almost like a self-taught. So we can see a lot of similarity with Indian traditional miniature painting art in his work. So I'm requesting Ankana to make the presentation. So this particular archive we will be showcasing soon, and we are also planning to publish it. Over to Ankana, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. So before camera work, Indian mural and miniature painting used to be the preferred style of documenting the lifestyle of royal courts and India the mythologies and everyday lifestyle. So in India, there were three main miniature styles. There were Mughal miniature style, and then Rajasthani miniature style, and Pahari miniature style. So Mughal miniature style first came from Persia and flourished in the court of Mughal emperor. And then in Rajasthan miniature style, it developed in the court of Rajput kings in Rajasthan. And from there, it came to Pahari miniature style, and it flourished in the royal courts of hill kingdoms of Himalayan region in India. So photography came to India in 1839, and it's almost the same time when it started in Europe, and the different technology of camera as they were improved and developed in Europe, at the same time it came to India, and many European photographers made their way to India to capture the essence of this country and the people and the culture and tribes and the landscapes of India. Then at the same time, there were very few Indian photographers who adopted photography, and we have the evidences where we can see the influence of Indian art and tradition in the photography. And the many before this, because miniature painting was the tradition in India of documenting everything, so many miniature painting artists, they became photographers. They adopted the photography medium, and and the huge influence of photography, huge influence of miniature painting we can see in the work of many Indian photographers. So traditional art of India helped to shape the visual discourse also. There were many things like unseen things like women in veil. So all these were imaginations of painters, and when it came to photography, the real life thing, where the photographers, they adopted the whole style of portraying women and the postures, all these things from painting. So early photographers in Punjab province is, initially when it came to, when many European photographers came to India, and they started doing landscape photography, and many people came for doing war photography and the documentation of India. So that time So most of the initial photographers, they came here for the documentation of architecture, industry, occupational and official work, then anthropological work like archives, museums, antiques. And then there are most of the work which we can see from especially from the Punjab province during British time, is more of the war photography, and then the tribes and the vanishing race. Then there were few commercial photographers for royals and elite class people. So the studios were there for royals and elite. And then landscape photographs were there because there was a huge commercial market, and the landscapes were one of the most favorable thing, favorite thing of the visitors. Then there were ethnic groups and others. There were few photographers who were never published, and they were unpublished pictures are there with them. And many tourists and travelers came to these areas, and they documented the place, they captured the place, but those pictures were never published. So these are the few images which we can see that taken by the European photographers, and most of them were published. Like you can see the People of India book. So these images which we can see has been published in the letterpress called People of India in 1860s. And they have documented the vanishing tribes and local costumes, the professions of people. And similarly, when it comes to Punjab province, the hill states were most famous among the visitors and European photographers, where they used to capture the landscapic views and the most very pictorial views of Himalayas, where you can see you cannot see people in their images. It's very rare to see, and wherever they have used, you can see them. In this picture, you can see this is the picture of Simal Brown, and he has taken this picture, Marinka Pass. This is one of the first high altitude picture in India. So he has taken the people in foreground to show the hugeness and the vastness of the Himalayan mountain. So the people were used as a prop in the pictures of European photographers most of the time. Similarly, if there is an architecture picture, so people, the European photographers, they will take people just to measure the hugeness and the vastness, the height of the building. So the European photographers who visited Punjab province between 1860s to 1920, because this study is majorly between 1860s to 1920. So there was a Samuel Brown who has done huge photographic journey to Himalayas, and his 3 articles were published in a British journal. Then John McCosh, who was a war photographer, one of the first photographers who brought photography to Punjab province. Then Sache, who was a landscape photographer and a studio photographer. Then Philip Henry Egerton, he had done huge work, and his book published like Journal of Tours through Spiti. Then Francis Fitz was one of the photographers, Otto Haeckel, Thomas Herbert Russ, George were there, and People of India. So it is a letterpress, People of India, where it is 8 volumes, the published book in 8 volumes by Weston and Kay, and it is about the people and tribes of India. Then the photographers between 1860 to 1920 in this area was only 3 Indian photographers who were published or documented were Munshi Gulab Nabi. He was commissioned for by a European archaeologist for antiquities of Chamba state. Then Umrao Singh Sergin, he was self-portrait artist. And then Shyam Sundar Das, he was court photographer, and Karachi, and he owned a Karachi House studio in the court of Raja of Chamba. So the work of Shyam Sundar Das we are going to see, and how he has worked, how he has photographed people and tribes and society in his own native place. This we are going to see. And here we are going to do comparison between the European photographers who came to these places and the photographs of Shyam Sundar Das, who was native of this place, and how his perspective was there, to how he has seen the picture, people of those places, and how he has documented, and how it is different from the colonial eye, and how the European photographers have seen it as a, the tourist gaze or a colonial gaze. So for this, we have done. So this is the research data and collection site. So here you can see the left side, there are maps I have put up, like Indian Himalayan states. So from there, we have taken the Himachal Pradesh is the whole region, where Chamba is a hill state, and during British time, it was the part of Punjab Hills. Now it has got its separate state, Himachal Pradesh. So here you can see both the maps. This is one map, and this is a new map, and this is a older map. Then this is the present glance of some images, some images of the place from where I have collected all these materials. And this was the studio. Now it is 120-year-old studio, and which is non-functional now. Karachi House, Shyam Sundar Das and Sons. So now it is converted. It has been converted into a cycle shop, and nobody is working here. But you can see here at the right side, the bottom image is the condition of the archive from where we have located it, and we scanned all the images, we cleaned it, and recovered most of the glass plates were there. So after collecting the data and all, we made a framework to compare the images and to find out the aesthetic sense of Shyam Sundar Das in his photographic images. Well, first we selected the images, we made the categories, and then we put those categories in photographs in the coding, and then we set some parameters for the comparative studies. So the images used in research is reproduced during site visit from private collection of Shyam Sundar Das, and then the European photographers' images for comparative study were collected from secondary data collection. So this is the methodology that we followed, and the methodology as suggested by Gillian Rose. So first we made the stratified group, and we found that he more focused on people, and we found 929 images of people and local tribes, communities in his pictures. And then we generated codes according to the most exotic, exclusive, and enlightening parameters. And then we made certain parameters to analyze the images and to see the content of both the images which we have selected from the European photographers and Shyam Sundar Das images. So here I have put few examples, like this picture was taken by Philip Henry Egerton. So here he was a European photographer, and this is a picture of a family. So in both the pictures you can see the families. And one picture he has shown the whole surroundings along with their belongings, their materials, and so much of material culture was shown in left side if you see. So this is the photography taken by the photographer. At the same time, at the right side, Shyam Sundar Das has taken a picture of a family where the more focus was there in the family, and the personalities were individually coming out in his pictures. He wants to talk more about the people, the native people of the place where they belong to. And the elements which he has used, this photograph has been taken before in their house only, in the family, because the women were not allowed to go out at the time, and they were not very much open and exposed to photographers and all. So photographer used to go to their houses and he used to take pictures. So this picture is taken in the facade of the house only, but the more area has been covered, not with their belongings, their atmosphere, the surroundings and the ambience. So the second photographer, it has been taken in a studio at Mussoorie, where and it used to be done by a European photographer. And here, this is also a portrait of a royal portrait, and at left side. So you can see it is a stage photograph where they are trying to show the progressiveness in royal families and to portray something, to show something where they are trying to, the depiction of progressiveness. And it was majorly for, it has been clicked majorly for the personal and use, and they used to share it with their families and friends. And the soft focus, the light, and the way they have, the book has been given to the lady is the sign of that she is literate lady. At the same time, when you see the picture of Shyam Sundar Das, it was more of, the architectural element has been included in the picture, and the royal attire over there. It is also a sign of royal and progressive, the way he has used books in his picture, but the background and the use of natural elements in his picture. The picture is not in very good condition, but yeah, somehow we were able to extract the information from it. Like, it is also staged, but the miniature painting style, if you see, the portraits has been used, the background is always the combination of architecture and natural elements, and the surroundings are very natural. So similarly, we took 50 images similarly in the same way, and this is again the picture of a family. So this place is Poo, and left side if you see, and they have taken the image of a family with some element which is along with a very interesting element which, in front of their vernacular architecture, and people in the picture are well dressed, depicting their traditional attire and jewelry. So inclusion of traditional element in frame. So wherever European photographers were taking the picture, they were trying to portray more and more elements and the lifestyle, the living conditions, and all those things. So in a similar way, when Shyam Sundar Das was taking pictures, so most of his pictures are family portraits, family portraits or a community portrait. So wherever he is taking, he is using the new setup and a very non-disturbing elements there in and around, from where we can see the direct focus was there on the people. So he is talking about the society, and the society where he is a part of. He tried to portray the personalities of the people, not about the more of living condition and all. So here also, if you see the left side image is taken by Albert Rust, and this is very pictorial example of a portrait photography where he has taken, she is the princess, and he has included the landscape in the picture, and in a very romanticizing way, where humans are part of the nature. It's not the nature is not a part of the composition, but humans are part of the prop he has used, and where it can be easily seen in the Western landscape painting tradition, and the image is captured with the intention of depicting atmospheric perspective. So whereas Shyam Sundar Das, when he was taking picture of people or relations and all these things, so he was emphasizing on human figures. And composition element has derived from the Pahari miniature painting with very minimal setup, where he is not disturbed their background, and in and around atmosphere is not distracting our eyes or disturbing the frame. So after doing all this, this with 100 images, so we made down the descriptive findings, and so all these findings are based on backdrop. The portrait photographers were mainly captured in making shift studios and used printed plain backgrounds. In outdoor photographs, pictorial landscape were used as a background against the subject. And royal pictures were mainly captured against decorative structures of palaces, embellished deities, and incorporating artifacts from the royal collection in indoor setting to show the position of nobles. And similarly, at the same time, when Shyam Sundar Das was taking the pictures, so he was using natural elements and outdoor settings, and makeshift studio has been created for some of the portraits in which the painted backdrop is used. In royal images, embellished fabric and painting has been used. And the background element incorporated the architectural element and flora and fauna inspired from Pahari miniature painting. Then props were another thing which were highly used in the European photographers, whereas in the pictures of Shyam Sundar Das, the minimal props were used, and and there was little influence of European tradition of using umbrella, chair, and all those things in the picture, but mostly his pictures were with, if he's taking portrait, then it is majorly composed in a way where there is no props. Then dress style was tribal. Whenever European photographers were taking tribal pictures, they were incorporating the whole ambience, their surroundings, their dressing style. So whenever they click the studio portrait also, so their profession will be depicted from the photograph, and sometimes partially nudes were also clicked to depict the poverty, and these kind of things they were using majorly in the pictures. And the people, and whenever Shyam Sundar Das was taking images of tribes and local communities of in and around Chamba, so the people were captured in formal wear, and most of the images captured in the shift in cultures. So majorly his pictures shows the shift in culture, where you can see the Indo-Western culture, where people were moving towards the Western society, and they were using clothes, European clothes. So findings, then again, the framing we see is most of the outdoor shots are taken wide angle. The element used in the foreground, middle ground, and background were clearly captured and used as per the hierarchical importance. In studio portraits, the subjects were currently focused, full shot and close up with blur background. And whereas in Shyam Sundar Das images, the portraits are full shot. Most of them are centrally aligned along with the natural elements in surroundings. He focused on the central subject with depicts influence of Pahari miniature painting. And then subject was the selection of the subject in the photographs of European photographers were documentation and research, travel logs, and documentation of princely estates. Whereas in Shyam Sundar Das images, it was more of native families for personal use and memories, the documentation of local events and festivals captured in indigenous people. And the audience for these images were majorly in European photography, European photographs. The major audience was the administrative office, allied people, and European population. And the audience of Shyam Sundar Das was the family memories and the co-documentation. So there were vantage point, there was a difference in vantage point of taking the image on Western photographs of Western photographers in Shyam Sundar Das image also. Then surroundings were majorly landscape used. The landscape was used as an ambience to depict the pictorial surroundings, and the stage was with the surroundings indicating their habitat and occupation. Whereas the subject were posed full shot against the personal space using minimal natural elements. The royal portraits were captured against grandeur of the palaces. The natural elements were used incorporated to create the ambience. The people in the image were staged with influence of European aesthetics. The subjects were placed in respect to the hierarchy. Some of the importance was majorly given to the belongings and the props they were carrying. And whereas in the Shyam Sundar Das, the subject was centrally placed and posed with can be commonly seen in Pahari miniature compositions. The hierarchy was maintained while capturing groups and families and court photographers. The intention were also, there was a difference in the intention of the European and Shyam Sundar Das also. So to portray the living condition of different communities in his state of Punjab province, the depiction and their difference of class and caste in best possible manner, to capture the image for personal collection of local families and photograph documentation commissioned for the princely estates. So from here, I would like to ask Dr. Deepak Chand Mathew to...
Thank you, Ankana. Thank you for giving a very detailed description. Yeah, so basically when we look at it, our observation is where the eye of the outsider, where they were looking at on the exotic nature of, the way they were looking at India as an exotic place. So that is heavily reflected. Whereas when Shamsundaras, when he was doing it, for him, his direct connection was with miniature painting, as well as his clients are local people. So this makes a major difference. The client is approaching to also. So when we look at these portraits, you can very clearly see that people are given utmost importance. The surroundings are not so important because for him the background is taken for granted. Representing them as natural as possible was his objective. Next frame. Yeah, if you look at it, you can very clearly see that where his influence, like while in posing also, he was actually looking at his references are coming from miniature. So even many times we have noticed that because they were using a view camera, cameras are manipulated in such a way that it has a flat perspective, which actually sometimes imitate the flatness of the miniature painting tradition. So flora and fauna, as the background, just as decorative elements, not as depiction of the exotic nature of the place actually. Because when the European photographers are doing the image making, you can see they are more interested in how exotic the place is actually. So they will make them sit or pose in front of very highly decorated buildings or vast landscapes or somewhere. Whereas this person will find the nearest location, but we can see very clearly in his mind the miniatures were in the back of his mind. Next picture. Yeah, here you can see in the miniature when they are doing portraits, backgrounds are most of the time as flat. So here he's also trying to do that actually. Whereas Europeans, when they're doing it, they were always wanted to show what else is there. What else materials are used by the material culture is very visible actually. Next one. Yeah, see here, when the architecture is involved, in miniature, the way architecture is done. So you can see this camera by default, it's a one-point perspective. And miniature painting has a multi-perspective approach. So this conflict also is visible actually. That's why they actually flattened the image. The perspective has been flattened by camera manipulation. Next one. Yeah, you can see the influence coming from, because many of the Indians were employed in the government jobs. So you can see their transformation in terms of costume and objects from outside, exotic objects from outside. Say, for example, in this case, the girl with an alarm clock. So alarm clock came from outside. So they're actually looking at it as a very big position. So when a kid's photograph is done, they are actually using the alarm clock as a prop. Whereas when you see sitting posture is very similar to the traditional sitting method of the Indian men sitting in any function. But you can see the European cloth is coming in their costume. So they take a profession and to make the image more clear and flattened. You can see them hiding all the other background. Whereas if it was a European photographer taking, he would have included all the background to show what country it is actually, what the exotic nature of India. Next one, Atma. Yeah, when you look at you can see this example. No? When you're taking this group portraits, here we can see there Shamsundar's focus is more towards showing the people as they are actually. Next one. Yeah. So you want to give the conclusion of your observation study?
Yeah. So the study based on content analysis suggests that the balancing in Indian and Western aesthetics in frame brought a mixed approach in representation style, because photography was entirely equipment based, and Indian photographer and sitters both face challenges in making pose and depicting someone and how to frame a photograph. So, however, it was found out with the perceptual analysis that the photograph sensibilities of Shyam Sundar Das was different from the European photographers. His composition and subjects were mainly influenced from Pahari miniature painting tradition. His setup varies in each picture due to makeshift studio. Most of his backdrops incorporated natural elements in the pictures without overlapping the main subject. His pictures are human-centric with an intention of documentation, personal collection, or display.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ankana. Thank you. And we are open to any questions if anybody has.
Thank you. Thank you so much.